Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are around the world, people. And how the hell are we? You know, it's the second day of the week, because I always say Sunday is the first day of your week. So, people, how is your day? How's it started? How are you going to absolutely rock it throughout the day? And yeah, as I'm going to rock out, and we're going to really go hard with this one with regarding, it's a lot of feedback that I get from a lot of people. Oh, my beautiful father's on, and Gama, my sister, Garima, how are you? And what is really starting to pain me, that speaking to other coaches that I'm talking about have huge empires, have huge results, amazing people, yeah? And it seems to be, it's like, okay, like all these different people that I'm speaking to are completely different. They're completely different to me. They're very holistic. Some are yoga teachers. Some are, you know, just really rock star, badass entrepreneurs. So the diversity is huge. And these are the people that I'm speaking to. And I spoke to a friend of mine that, you know, I'm not going to name names. He's quite well known. And he's from LA. And he goes, Lee, he goes, I remember you doing a live stream about a similar thing, man. He goes, I got off a phone call to a so-called so-and-so person who's well known as well. And he goes, man, he goes, I'm really disappointed, bro. And I said, what's wrong? I've never heard you like this. And he says, now I know what you're talking about. He goes, it's like a leader comes into a room with other non-leaders and they feel threatened because other people are in there. They can show up on Facebook wanting to be these so-called leaders, or they can show up, you know, in front of people and they put on an act. And he goes, bro, I live in Hollywood. I fucking know what actors are about. And I said, well, I live there as well. I know all about that. And he goes, it's really scared. It's scary because I'm reaching out to join forces with other strong leaders, and they're putting on this big song and dance that, hey, let's join forces, and I'm here to help, and I want to help you, and let's do this and let's do that. But at the end of the day, all these people want is to have people down. Look, I want to keep you down there so you become dependent on me. I don't want other real leaders around me, because what happens is you will threaten them and you will expose them. But he said, these people are smart. And I said, why? Tell me, bro. And he goes, they will let other so-called leaders, you know, pop up here and there, but these are their made leaders. So what that means is, you know, when people go, oh, but, you know, they must be doing something right because there are successful people, or they are supportive. They're supportive of their own kind, and they've got a little circle. And if you don't fit that criteria, they are judgmental. They are, you know, they only want the other people which they can control. And guess what? If these so-called people, I won't call them leaders, have led others into results, what they do is they've got these little minions, they've got these little empires. And you know, the funny thing is, when was it? 2 weeks ago, these so-called leaders, aspirational leaders and that, I saw one of them at a function. And the thing is, what I don't understand is, are you a leader all the time, or is there a switch? Are you be able to communicate and lead others, or do you turn the switch off and on? And the funny thing about this is that these people, I like to call myself a leader always. If you meet me in person, you'll see how I am, because I don't need a switch on. I don't put on an act. I would prefer you to hate me for telling you the truth instead of you to love me for telling you a lie. And the funny thing about this is that this person could not hold a conversation or hold any stature in a group of people, could not talk themselves out of a wet paper bag, yeah? And I'm like, geez, that's really interesting, because what, do you put on an act when you're around people, or you don't have those skills within you to be able to lead no matter what? Or, you know, okay, I'm going to put my coaching hat on, but then after doing my coaching hat, I'm going to go back and sit on the couch and feel sorry for myself. That happens, because this is another thing. And I was talking to my close bro who's well known, and you could almost say famous in LA, and he goes, brother, he goes, let's be honest, yeah, let's be honest. People look at me, they look at my color, and there is that racism. And I'm like, what? And he goes, but people look at you, they see this big guy, they know your past and they pretend that's okay and they're not judgmental, but fucking oath they're judgmental, yeah? So what it is, you've got these coaches pretending they've got their world sorted. I bet you, I'll take you guys into an environment and see how you would function in that. See how you'd be able to communicate. See if you have got your coaching hat on or if you've got your shit sorted. Because most of these people are broke. Most of these people don't have the mind game. Most of these people, if you put them into a health and fitness or in the gym, couldn't even fucking save themselves. Do you know what I mean? Because it's easy to show up. It's easy to talk. It's easy to relay information. But are you, are you living it? Maybe it's also a simple lack of skill set. Look, can I be honest with you, Karen? It comes down to, if you're gonna lack a skill set, then what I would say is don't portray that you've got it. Don't say, well, I'm here to help. It's not a skill set, because when these so-called people, and I have seen it, purposely have put down others, purposely have attacked others. So I'm going to give you a bit of a disclaimer. This live stream is not to attack others, it's to bring awareness, yeah? What I'm telling you is not opinion, it's facts. So what I'm going to be helping you all with, that what I'm teaching you about, because if you want to know facts, I can blurt all the names out, but I'm not going to do that, yeah? I'm talking about experience with myself and experiences with other well-known, high-accredited coach or celebrity figures that are getting the same point. Because you know what my motivation is? Hey, you know what? Let's join forces, because what other people have, I don't have. And I would love to join forces with other strong leaders. But what happens is, these other leaders don't want to have, I won't say leaders, these other people don't want to have a bar of it. These other leaders don't want to have a bar of it, because what happens with that perspective is they come to an understanding of, when are they going to be able to move? When are they going to be able to grow? So I've just moved the tram here. Cool. Almost got squashed between the tram. There you go. So let me have a look of, on attacks of others is not a simple lack of skill sets, agreed. Yes, it's examples. All right, let me move my car from away from this tram, because we're going to get squashed here. So what it comes down to as well, that when we talk about a lack of skill set, people know what they're doing, yeah? Let's be honest. These attacks on others and not allowing other people to come in their environment, it is purposely done. And then what happens is, when you want people to obviously, okay, look, yep, I didn't see that, I done something wrong. When it's time for people to be able to make that up or do the right thing, it doesn't happen. So in my model of the world, that shows me people's truth. If you give people an understanding of, okay, well, you know what, maybe that wasn't right, and yes, we are human, so there is human error. Now, this is how I feel about that. This is how this person feels about that. Let's make it right. And when there isn't anything to make right, it doesn't end up happening, yeah? Alicia, how are you, sister? Walk the talk, don't teach something you don't know of or you aren't living and breathing. Exactly. And that's 100%. Like, if you've heard a lot of the stuff that I will talk about, that if I don't know, I won't elaborate. I'll actually say, well, look, to be honest with you, I haven't had that experience. And when I say don't know, how I elaborate to that, Alicia, is not that I don't know. I know a lot of things, you know a lot of things, everyone, but I'm talking about what I've lived and actually had experienced about. Like, we can go and do seminars, we can read books, we can have that, but until we've actually lived it and had the experience and got the result, then that's something then that's what I will teach about. Like, a lot of the stuff that I teach about is through my trial and error and lessons in life. That's how I will elaborate on it. But what I'm finding is that so-called of these coaches that I have reached out and said, hey, this is fantastic, you're going great, can I just ask you some more information? How did you go about that? Or how did you know about this? Or when did you get onto that? And I tell you what, they read the message, but they don't want to help you. And I'm like, it's really sad, because what I don't understand is, well, you probably look at the profile and you look at this person, and it's like, hold on a minute, do you just pick and choose that? If someone's reaching out and you want to help, do you just pick and choose who you want to help? Obviously, you want to pick and choose who you want to work with, but it really comes to that perspective as well, that it's a little bit daunting. But what happens is, like, when you know these people, what has Alicia said? Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Don't teach if you haven't had life experience with it. Exactly. And it's really sad that you know, and I'm not gonna name and shame. There's a lot of people that I know personally behind the screen, behind social media, and the discrepancies in their life is fucking ridiculous. I will let you know about everything that I've done to a point where my coaches and even my fathers come to one point and said, Lee, you know, do you need to tell people about the past? That's the past. But I want to be a blank canvas. I want to say, well, look, you know what? I have been suicidal. I have been involved in this. I have been involved in gangs. Yes, I have been on drugs, but that's the past. And I'm not going to be ashamed of any of that. And I'm not going to, you know, hold any of that, you know, well, geez, if you're going to judge, then judge. Then I'm qualifying or disqualifying him. But the really shit thing is that, you know, when this person spoke to me this morning, you know, because I don't know what time it is in LA, and it's obviously Sunday as well, and he's like, man, fuck, like, and we had a Zoom call. And he goes, I'm just really disappointed, man. And he goes, I go, why? He goes, because, you know, I lead with love, and I know you do. I know I'm very, you know, he's very holistic. He's very soft. You know, he leads with his beautiful partner. And he goes to me, he goes, he goes, look, bro, I always understand where you're coming from, but now I feel your pain. He goes, now I feel where you're coming from being a coach, and you've got all these other people that are, you know, showboating, saying that they want to help. But you know what? When it comes to the crunch, when you go to test them out, they can't hold their own. Yeah, they talk about finances and the rest of that, or what they're doing is they've learned something and they're building broken people, and these broken people are getting revenge on the world and creating a materialistic band-aid to making money. And that money gives them power, it gives them stature, and people want to respect them because they're making money. But deep down, these people are broken. Deep down, these people are living a fucking lie. And this is not an opinion. This is facts, because I literally personally know people like that, and you see that. And like I said, when I saw this coach and it's sprayed all over Facebook, then when I saw it at him at a function, he could not hold in conversation, because, and I find that really hard, because if you can show up behind the screen when, you know, there's no other energies, or there's, you know, you're just basically talking to yourself, it's very easy. But once you put into an environment where you really have to show your, you know, your true colors, you have to show your skills, so on and so forth, it really came to a point when, hold on a minute, where's the integrity? Where's the congruency? Like, you can't even, you're a leader all the time, not just in places where you want to be. And maybe that's my opinion, but please, you know, there's a lot of people on here. Give me some feedback. Are you a leader when you want to be, or are you a leader 100%? Because you know what, for me, I'm not a leader because, well, I'm doing a live stream. I'm a leader all the time because that's who I am. And I'm not going to put on an act to prove it to someone or the rest of that. So with these you know, these perspectives of how everything's moving forward regarding that leadership, I'm just going to park here, guys, so we can have a good interaction. Karen said something. Deborah, how are you? I'll get back to that. Building broken people. Great description. And look, I don't want people to take offense of that, because the best way I can help you with that, Karen, and I know you're a beautiful woman and we do align, is that people are coming to coaches with obviously broken strategies, broken mindsets, you know, broken hearts, and these coaches see that. But guess what? These coaches still have broken hearts, have broken strategies, have insecurities. And this is the thing. I have built 8 years upon myself, and this is not about me, but I want to give you an example. 8 years of telling people, I would prefer people to hate me or dislike me for telling them the truth, and maybe they would grow up, or they would see truth in that and they would learn, or love me from telling them a lie and telling them what they want to know. Yeah? And I'll be honest with you, so many people have left my environment because they didn't like the truth. Yeah, they didn't. And the people that have survived, their lives, their families' lives have absolutely exploded. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you all and say, oh, you know, it's perfect. I'm being honest. I tell people what they need to hear, and then they go back and do whatever they need to. That's okay. But I would prefer you to dislike me from telling you what you need to know. Because I want to give you an example. And there's one of the, you know, the success stories himself, Matty Grau. I want to tell you all something. If there's a burning fire and I go to rip you out of the fire and I might pull your hair or rip your top, isn't that better getting you out of the fucking house or the burning house? You know, like, and let me explain that better. If you're in a burning house and I go to rip you out of that house and it's basically burning or whatever, and I rip your top, would that matter to you? Or, because some people are saying to me, their lives at the moment, they're in a burning house, yeah? And I will lead them to say, hey, enough is enough. You are wasting time. You're wasting your life. And guess what? There is a procedure that you need to follow, you know, and so on and so forth. I'm going to get to that in a sec, Alicia. And I appreciate everyone being on this, yeah? Let me have a look. And Deborah, thank you. Deborah goes, I like your honesty and the fact that you're willing to help anyone. And let me elaborate with that. I'm willing to help anyone that wants to help themselves, yeah? And someone then actually respects the interaction, because what happens is when people don't respect the interaction, it gets hard. And someone said to me, and they were making things hard, and it was like a boxing bag, and the client goes, well, you're a coach, you're supposed to be there, that's what you're for. And I said, no, sorry, I'm not your boxing bag. I don't want my life. I put things into place so my life's not hard. And I remove things so my life's not hard either. And I'm not your boxing bag. If you keep continuing what you're doing, it's going to be a bumpy road, yeah? You need to listen and do the procedure, because I'm not going to, you're going to trip over, pick you up, trip over, pick you up. Yes, to a point. If you are listening to what I'm doing and you slip up, I will still be there to guide you. But if you keep doing the wrong thing and fucking up, then I'm not going to be there. I'm going to say, well, you know what? This is not working. It's hard. If you don't want to listen to experts, which is not me, which is just the proven results, I am basically the, let me explain this. So what I teach, it's not, people think it's me and they see me. Yes, I'm the one that's elaborating and I'm the host, but it's proven strategies over amazing coaches, over my trial and error of me being suicidal, of this and that, for me being, you know, can't even speak to people, let alone no confidence, so on and so forth. And so much stuff happening. Then now building a team from amazing mindset coaches, you know, from people that have, you know, had 30,000 staff and the life experience there. I'm talking about spiritual leaders, you know, I'm talking from athletes. So all this elaboration, these people are getting facts from the people from 30 years old to 74, yeah? Life experience and that. They're proven results. If I tell you some of their names, you'll go, oh my God, you don't want to jump on board because of their names, but you don't need names. You should just trust the process. And if you know me, how far I've gone, people know that. And I want to lead people, because guess what? If there was no tomorrow, would you prefer for me to be a little bit passionate and say, hey, come on, what are you doing? You know, and you not being in that right energy, you could miss the love of your life, because for a man, you're in your feminine energy, you miss the love of your life. Or a woman that's in her masculine, she might push the love of her life away. Or anything that, you know, you might miss the magic, because any moment, we're creating moments and experiences, not wants and haves. And this is another thing that I want to say to people. Alpha Way is dominant in all things. Awesome stuff. And Leslie, I really appreciate all your support as well from the States. I can't remember exactly where you're from, but I know that you're from the States, so I appreciate you getting on. And Tass, brother, good to have you on. Mick Richards, awesome as well. And Alicia, and you know what, Alicia, your example of a truthful, aspiring, you know, young entrepreneur woman, exactly what I'm talking about. And this is why I want to protect people like you, because you're showing up with that energy all the time. But there's people that are putting on these acts that are coming to a point when people like you, people like me, people like, I was going to say my mate's name, but for obviously privacy reasons, and all these other inspiring coaches that are coming through, like my boy Matty G, you know, who's part of what I do. Because we will want to lead with the truth, and we want to lead with, you know, real life experiences, and we want to show up to who we are. The people that tell people what they need to hear, they are stealing other people. And then eventually these people find out, because they're like, you know what, and you said to saying, hey, guess what? Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you don't like it, most people go, oh, I don't like it. And then they'll go with someone else that they just tells them and feels their significance. So that's why people like yourself, I really want to protect. And that's why I said these other people are going to destroy the industry, and going to destroy, more importantly, the growth of these vulnerable people. Yeah. And what did you say? I literally did a post on this yesterday. I had a client stop me and delete me off Facebook yesterday because I was trustful with her and I didn't like it. There you go. Yeah, I didn't even read your message, and it's exactly what we're talking about. I did say who it was that got blocked. What's going on there? I do say it how it isn't got blocked. Yeah, and that's it. Let me have a look at everything else. Role model of the new age, Phoenix. That's right. Awesome stuff, guys. I've got all the messages then, so really appreciate the interaction. So this is what I really want to start to get into your hearts, yeah, not into your minds, but into your hearts. That, you know, it's really funny, and I'll give you an example of one thing. So in October, I broke up with my ex-fiance, yeah, and my ex-fiance is, you know, we're still on good terms. We don't speak, but it's not nasty, and yeah, you know, we've just had different morals, had different beliefs, so on and so forth about family. And yes, it's very scared, but I'm more than happy now with my beautiful partner who matches me completely, and that's Jaboa. And someone that was a part of my team, that, you know, that was part of the team and was the 2IC, like Maddie, like loyalty, respect. You know, through the process, this person saw me when I was, you know, in a really bad time, when basically, you know where your world's going, and it was really emotional. You know, I had anxiety. Oh my God, you know, we're supposed to get married, we broke up, rah, rah, rah. I was at the W in Bali, and it wasn't a good time. And this person spent that time with me and really judged me, really goes, oh my God, you know, look at the way he is. Instead of being a person of, you know, love and support and so on. This is why these are facts. This is what I want to talk about. Now, through that, this person, you know, without being truthful about you, telling them people the truth, they don't want to be able to understand where you're going. This person was creating other toxic people behind my back. Why I was growing him. He was living at my villa and doing all stuff like that. And what happens is, I find out after that, and knowing this person has joined my ex-fiance's team. And I'm like, wow. Like, if you could steep low, you couldn't get any lower than that. And that's just in my model of the world. So, but what that shows me is this person showing up as a coach. This person showing up as, hey, I've got values. I'm intuitive. And you're doing that to people. It really gets to a point where, you know, it sickens your stomach, because when you know people who they are, and then the reason why this really scares me, because you know who I'm talking about, Kelly, and that's why I thought that. And the real fucking sad thing about this, there are people like you out there that need help. That you put your trust into people like me, people like Alicia, people like Maddie G, people like a lot of other coaches out there, and we need to respect that. We need to respect that. And we need to understand that we are here to help, we are here to grow you, and we are here to move you forward. But one thing I will say, I work on myself every day, because I want to show up being a coach that has the results, that can get you the results. But I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, what you want to hear, yeah? And the thing is, where it's a proven strategy, is my coaches are not 1, 2, 3, or 5 levels. They are 20 levels in front of me. So I'm always chasing the carrot. I'm always, you know, learning all the new strategies. I'm always learning the new mindset, the inner mind strategies, this and that, to move forward, yeah? And one of the experiences that I had, I put my trust and my vulnerability, especially coming back to Melbourne, to an organization, yeah? And I came there, and I remember that I got an amazing message, or actually I got stopped in Chapel Street. Commercial Road, Chapel Street, yeah, if people know that. And what happens was, this person said to me, hey Lee, how you going, man? Because I don't know what the hell happened, you know, through my past, you know, not that I've got no enemies, but, you know, you do see people imposing something, and they, you know, they might see you, but, you know, everything's sorted now, if you know what I'm talking about there. And this person stopped me, so I'm like, you know, put the dukes up straight away. And he's like, no, man, I'll watch your videos, and man, I need you to come to my house. And I'm like, what? He goes, I need you to come and see my wife. And I'm like, bro, look, man, I'm not really into stuff like that. And he's like, what? And he goes, he goes, no, I need you to come and see my wife. She's in a real bad way. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, look, man, I'm actually going to a meeting. I can't get there. Can you get her on the phone? So I got on the phone to his wife, And, you know, she didn't pick up, and she was hysterical. Who the fuck's this? And I said, hey, no, this is Lee Bundy. I'm, you know, CEO, you know, leadership transformational coach. She goes, oh, I know you. I watch your videos. I said, what's going on? And she's like, oh, things are getting too hard. Boom. She was in a suicidal state. And listen to the story. So I led her through where I've been, yeah? Because I've been there 3 times. Yes, there's books. Yes, there's strategies. Yes, there's all that fucking fuzz. But when you've been there, you can tell people, yeah? And I said to her, well, you know, gave her strategies. Look, that doesn't need to be this way. There's this, there's that. You know, come on, let's talk about it. Because at the end of the day, you're stronger than this. Don't give up. You know, all that stuff was coming about. Half an hour on the phone. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much, Lee. She goes, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. She broke down crying. And I was shaking. So I quickly had my meeting at Sienna's. I come back to where I live in Melbourne, and my lawyer, my accountant, and a friend from the States was over. Yeah, and he's like a friend but a mentor, and he was over because he was running workshops. And there's a beautiful there's like a beautiful, say, conference room. You probably see me up there. It's a big marble desk, and we're all there. And I get a phone call, and I get on the phone call. And this guy's crying. He's like, oh, I'm like, fuck, what happened, mate? What's going on? He's like, oh, and I'm like, no, she's done it. She's done something to herself. And he's like, bro, she opened the door, basically kicked in the door. She was about to drop the hairdryer or do whatever. She's already started hurting herself. And he goes, man, you fucking saved her life. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I'm sitting there shaking, and I'm like, because you don't know what to go, like I was overwhelmed. And he goes, thank you. He goes, I don't know how I can thank you. I just said, bro, you know, I'm here, and I want to make sure that we can keep helping you and the rest of it. So I got off there, and my lawyer, my accountant, and my mate, he goes, bro, you need to get this out to the world. You need to get this out. You've just walked the street. If you didn't walk that street, you could have maybe gone to the toilet, tied your shoe up, but because you didn't walk to that street and it was meant to happen, you need to get your message out to the world. So listen to this, another fact. So I was very motivated, I was very excited, and you know when a little kid, if anyone's a parent, and the little kid runs up to you and goes, Mummy, Daddy, I want to tell you this, and you go, boom, push the hand in the face, yeah? And how does that feel? Yeah, has anyone had that? And what happens was that I was so motivated, and so I was part, you know, or I don't know if I am part of it, an organization that I thought that could help me, yeah? And they're supposed to be an organization of the leading coaches in Australia. So I was part of an elite group, and I send a message a part of this elite group, and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. You know what, guys? I just had this amazing, you know, breakthrough. I want to know, how can I get my message out to more people? How can I get my message on stages? How can I, you know, whose network can I help? Has anyone got any experience about this? So all this stuff was coming through, you know. I've just saved someone's life, and I'm so excited and motivated, and, you know, and my coach goes, okay, who do you know? So I went to the person that I thought in my heart would be able to help me and get this message out. And this is why I'm telling you about facts, yeah? And the message that I get is not from, you know, it's not from a admin person, it was from the founder. And it went like this. Well, firstly, you need to have the wins on the board. Stop being a dick. Fucking stop being this and that. We are watching you. Get your shit sorted. You know, write a book. Get some strategies behind you. Lead the people. Pay respect to where you are. And what I want to say is that I see you asking questions, but what are you giving back in this environment? I've been in the group for 2 weeks. I've put 5 people in the organization. I have been there for 6 months. I have got 3 other businesses. I'm about to write a book. I've saved the lives of over a few thousand people, literally, indirectly, tens of thousands of people. And I'm going, wow. So I have just been publicly shamed from someone that sits there and say, I'm here to help you. I want to change people's lives. I'm an inspiring leader, and I'll do whatever it takes to help you. So and that's not glossified. I can tell you more about it, and I've got the proof. So I'm sitting here going, what the bib, yeah? And I'm going, what the, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there, my lawyer and my dad, it's on there, and I'm looking at the message. I'm like, nah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And I can't get my head around it, and I still can't. And this is still going on from today. And the message was that aggressive that I sent it to a linguistics person. I sent it to a police detective. I've sent it to, and I'm like, can you tell me something? Because there is something going on here that I can't see. And the linguistic person said, well, let me tell you something. Boom, boom, boom. Insecurities, threatened, rah, 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 rah. And this is not an admin. This is not someone, this is the founder that has thousands of people creating so-called coaches that, do you know what I mean? And this is very upsetting. And this is very scary. And the reason why it's scary and upsetting, it is because there is so many other complaints that I found out about this so-called organization, which was exactly, and they're still able to operate. And then what I found out was that person that was at that function was one of the head coaches from them. And here I'm going, well, there's a discrepancy there. There's a discrepancy somewhere else. And this is what I'm talking about, people. That we have an understanding, you have to believe in those that believe in you, and you watch your purpose, and that's exactly right. And that was really shocking. It really put a damper in my confidence. And I'll be honest to everybody, I had a retreat that was in May, and this happened all before then. This say situation took me back to when I was younger, to when I was bullied. I know it's probably hard to believe, but in the workplace, it doesn't matter how big and ugly you are, you can be bullied, yeah, before you have to put someone's head through a wall. Because if you can't, obviously, to a point, getting bullied verbally, getting bullied, you know, spiritually, and, you know, through the situation, and to have that disrespect in front of the top 500 coaches in Australia or the world, and people saw that, and I've got that, it put me into a downward spiral of depression. It gave me so much anger. It put me into a place where I wanted to, the reason why I was such an angry person, yeah? And it got me into a state of, I almost cancelled my retreat. Here I've got people that are wanting me and needing me to stand up to be that leader. And I went, wow. That here I am. It's like, you know, when you want to talk to your parent or someone that you respect, and you're going, oh, mum, dad, and they go, blah. But they don't just do that in front of you. They do it in front of other 500 people that can tarnish your reputation, that can tarnish your career. That if people see this person talking to you like that, then they go, well, you know what? Then let's loot it. And it did. It really took my career and my reputation. It went on a massive downward spiral because this so-called person has the respect, is the founder, and other people have seen that, yeah? So through the process of this, and this is why I'm saying, people, what I've experienced, it took me a while to get back on my feet, to believe that, to a point when I was in such a state, I started having those dark thoughts again. After everything that I've learned, those dark thoughts about, am I a good coach? Should I be here? You know, should I? And the thing is, this person, I wanted to meet up with this person to have, you know, to say, well, what's going on here? Let's put it behind us. And they didn't even want to meet up. They sent me a little shitty screen message that even had spelling mistakes, just to say, well, you know what, that wasn't meant to be like that. But I tell you what, there's a difference between when you're an NLP master practitioner or someone that's been in the game of human behavior, you know where someone's coming from. And when you give the message to a linguistics, which is a professional language person, and when you give the message to a detective, when people say, I am watching you with 5 exclamation marks, do you think when someone says something with 5 exclamation marks, it means, hey, I'm here to help you and love you, or I'm here to what? Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, I just think it's absolute rubbish. So this experience that I experienced, really, I lost a lot of experience. I lost a lot of trust, and I lost a lot of understanding of these people that call themselves coaches. What I have experienced, and what have a lot of the amazing other people are starting to experience, that these people will welcome broken people, they will welcome vulnerable people, and they will welcome others that will sit there and they can be manipulated. Yeah, they can be that. And because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people that I've lived in my life, when I've seen them doing something wrong, I have stuck up for the whole purpose. And then when you stand up for yourself, these people don't like it, yeah? They will want to blame it on you. How can you say that? But hold on a minute. If you are being untrustworthy, if you are doing the wrong thing, if you're doing the rest of that, hey, guess what? My coaches, my family, my team, they want the weak, exactly, Deborah. And these people will tell me, yeah, I've got big lessons for me fucking mouthing off or doing the wrong thing and so on and so forth. And I go, hey, yep, I understand that. But in this world, and especially in the coaching world, or in a world where people put themselves as an authority figure, hey, we're here to help you, I've got a service. And they will tell you what you want to hear. But if you've been around the block enough, if you've helped enough people, if you've educated yourself enough, and you do have a gift, you need to understand too. Shows the cowards you're referring, shows the cowards. And that's exactly right, Deborah. You know, it's really, you know, with this, I'm not going to have any names. People know what they do. This is not for name and shaming. This is just educating and opening up your awareness. And the thing is, over the last 2 years, I have got in contact with some of the world's well-known coaches, yeah, and I've wanted to join their programs. I've wanted to join a retreat. I've wanted to join forces or interview. And I tell you what, they have acted like, and they've been all men. They have acted, except for one lady, which is in Melbourne. They have acted all like children, insecure children that have got a lot of work to do, and it was quite scary, because how they can act like this and how they can, you know, function through this ability and understanding that, well, guys, like, you're helping other people, and how can you be like that? How can you, you know? And you know, the thing is, I've been interviewed a lot throughout the years, and I find it so honorable. I've got a lot of people messaging me, hey, let's join forces, let's do this. I think it's fantastic, because you know the thing that I would love? People, strong warriors around me, strong, you know, men and women that have their own empires. I always tell this, and my clients can back this up. I would love to create an organization like the Avengers, yeah? Other superheroes, the Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman, Catwoman, Batman, all these these amazing people with us, not broken, wielding, you know, people like that. So no, you stay down. So you know what? I'll tell you what you want, and you come dependent on me. This is what's happening in this world. This is what's happening with these people, and it needs to stop. You keep your head up and knowing that you're true, honest, and genuine with loads of integrity. I love listening to you and all those reasons. Oh, thank you very much, and I really appreciate your time and your feedback. And this is, and I want to say this again. I would prefer you to dislike me from telling you the truth, and I would prefer you. Alicia goes, as long as I could be Wonder Woman. I was actually thinking about when I said Wonder Woman. You know, you got the hair and you got the look. You can have the big W, and you know, a lot of the stuff that a lot of people were coming to a perspective about, it is, and these people, if you allow it to keep happening, you're only going to be able to get so far. You're only going to be able to grow so far when they will keep you down, because what they do is they teach and leave a void, teach and leave a void, teach and leave a void. And what this creates is that you're getting taught all this stuff, and they're leaving a void. So you can only get so far when you need them. But I want people, leaders creating leaders, to set people free, that they go back in their environment, they go back in. And I want to give you an example, and this is nothing to do with me. That once you come to one of my retreats, you can come to them more with no extra fee. Why I say that is because you can keep coming and learning and learning and learning. Yes, you need to get yourself to Bali. Yes, you just need to cover, I think it's about $300, but you don't need to pay the full amount. That is for you to keep coming to learn, for you to come on the stage, what I've created, and be a leader. Step up. Use my platform for you to be able to get up and use that platform, coach, learn, and then go back in your own environment and create something magic, which other people are. That is, you know, that's the difference there. That's not like, okay, let's just see. You know, you're letting people that have come through the journey, like Matty G. He came through in October. I actually put the video up today when we met. He's come through October. I allowed him to lead in December. He came back to May, and he's about to come back in December. Yeah? And through that journey, he's been able to help his children, his partner, his mum and dad, everybody. He's got a huge security business, and he's, you know, it's that ripple effect. And to see people leading and growing like that, it honestly brings tears to my eyes and warmth to my heart. And that's the difference, people. You can say that, or you can show it. And another thing is, and it really shocks me, that it seems that these incongruent people that aren't in their integrity seem to flock together. Because what I have noticed, that these other people, that these other coaches and these other mentors or these other people of influence, they seem to be flocking together and they all know each other. Because it was quite funny that there was one person that I said to, and from the States, I said, hey, this is not fucking right, man. You can't be doing this. Like, are you serious? Like, and there's proof, there's messages. And I just said to him, hey, I'm not one of your little puppy dogs, you know, and I came to you and wanted to join forces, wanted to be about, and all you've done is just wow, like this disrespect thing. I go, I don't know who you're playing games with, man, but you don't do that with me. You know, I'm not because I'm anyone, but I don't take anyone's bullshit. Then I find out that this person's really good friends with a so-called lady coach. And this lady coach is saying up, oh, you know, you need to do this and you need to be this person. But I don't even want to get into the details about it, and I'm just thinking, fuck, you all start to gravitate to each other, and then this person knows that, and that person knows this. And what happens is that low vibration, that incongruity, you know, likes attract likes, and it makes sense, and it's fucking quite scary. But who this message is for? This message is for the people that are looking for hope, the people that need help, the people that are looking for other coaches. And when they're vulnerable, they see someone showing up, putting on an act and saying, here, I'm here to help you. I'm here to change your life. And these poor people that are broken, looking for a savior, don't know anything better. And they go with these people. They get a little bit of results. They get a lot of money taken away from them, but they can't stand on their own feet. They take the training wheels off when they go back to their environment and they fall on their ass. Yeah? And more importantly, when they leave, they go and then they've got no support, because guess what? From this organization that I've had meetings upon meetings upon meetings that we're about to give a court order to this place, I have spoken to the head of this place and I've said, hey, look, what's going on? Where's my support? How am I growing? I don't know what I'm doing with this. Is someone coming about? Yeah. And I have said that there has been no follow-up. They don't care about that. I have told them that I used to be mentally, it was really affecting me. It took me to that bullying stage. And what they said, well, you know what? You can come and do the rest of it and we will give you a discount. We'll let you not pay for it. And I'm like, it's not about paying for it. It's about, I want to be able to grow. I want to be able to learn through this environment. I want to be able to take something away from it. How do they don't know that I've been in a mental state, that I've gone and done something to myself? How do they don't know and I'm reaching out and they say someone's contacted me? Is that good enough? You know, and we're supposed to be coaches in integrity. You don't stop until you get the result. We aren't playing with that, you know, we aren't playing with that understanding. They actually gave me a refund and they've let me, to let you know, Deborah, they've let me do the course, but they haven't let me do the course. They've pulled the wool over my eyes. They've removed me from the group. They've removed me from everything else, basically to try to keep me I'm happy. But I actually went, if you Google it, and I Googled everything, and there's been reports, it's been news, and everyone, I had 9 people contact me regarding this. They've had this similar situation. But this is what I'm telling about people. I could sit here all day and be disappointed about things, but it's about being positive. It's about having a solution. It comes to the point when, if we're going to be showing up being a coach and mentor, we need to have our own shit sorted. We need to fucking have lived that. So all you coaches that are living a lie, that are basically, and you know the funny thing as well, I have tested a lot of these coaches out. I have sent private messages to them. Hey, I love what you're doing. You know what? I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to collaborate and do some stuff, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, keep going, rocking it. Or, you know, I'd love to interview about it. They read it and they don't want a bar of it. Not to say that everyone's, well, they want to work with me, but it comes down to, if someone sends a message, wouldn't you just say, if you're a person of integrity, hey, thank you, but I'm not interested? I'm a big boy, I can handle that. But they read it and not understanding that. Like someone was they got on the TED Talk, and I sent a mention, oh, that is amazing. When is the TED Talk? I would love to know more about it. They read the message, nothing back. You know, and you're showing up and with integrity. And let's be honest, yeah? We see people when they do the workshops and they do the rest of it, and you see the people that they're attracting. And you see that they are people that need the help, they're broken and the rest of that. But if you take these people into the real world, they won't survive. When they go out into a public place, they won't survive. When you put them in a leadership role, they won't survive. And this is the difference between seeing the false coaching to the real coaching. That you can create leaders that can put them into a leadership role now, put them on, you know, throw them out of the bloody off the cliff and they can fly. That's the difference. You're a true leader, Lee. You don't belong in any group because you're awesome. Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. And what I'm really looking at is joining forces with other people, because you can always learn, you can always see, because yes, you know, what I'm doing is a great job, but you can always learn from other people. You can learn from a baby, you can learn from a homeless person, you can learn from whoever, yeah? And that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at joining forces to be able to build a group where we all can lead each other, that we all can learn from each other, and we all can grow and flourish. So that's what it's about. So this is not an attack, people. This is an understanding to, you know, really to give you some people, give the people that, you know, are going, geez, I want to be able to grow. Geez, I want something, or I need some help. That really be able to pick the people that you're working with, you know, be very closely minded about it, yeah? And I even know that even people that are coming in my environment, that they get scared off, and they even say to other clients, geez, he's aggressive. But these are men that are in their feminine, yeah? And ladies that are in their masculine, you clash, because I'm coming from my masculine energy. And what I say is, I would prefer to rip your top, pull out a little bit of your hair to get you out of the burning house, yeah? Or I'll leave you there. Or look, I don't want to tear your clothes, and we'll just let you in the burning house. And that is some people's lives. So you need to think about that. Take out the personal understanding the words and that self-sabotage in the ego, and look deeply at the message that someone's saying, hey, you're better than this. Enough's enough. Let's stop fucking around. Let's stop going in circles. You've wasted enough time. You've destroyed enough relationships. You've lived enough of a lie. Let's come together and get shit done. All right? So I hope this has given you a wake-up call. I hope if this has given everyone, you know, giving everyone something to go, geez, it's opened up my eyes. And for any of you coaches listening that are doing that, I hope it puts you on the right path of start living the truth and start creating leaders to lead others, not building your empires on the backs of broken, vulnerable people that are just like, you know, one of those things on the top of your bloody dashboard, those little things that keep nodding in your head. Yes, yes, yes. Because these people need to be able to grow themselves. They need to be able to flourish. And at the end of the day, you can keep doing what you're doing, but eventually you're going to be exposed. Eventually, enough's enough. Because if I'm and other amazing, strong leaders are experiencing this, eventually the critical mass will come, and you won't be able to hide, you won't be able to get away with it. And you know, some people say to me, but they're getting results. Yes, they're getting results with selected clients. They're getting results with certain people that they only want. But it shouldn't be. There's no judgment. It should be for everybody. You should put something up on your, you know, your T's and C's saying, well, our organization's not for anyone. We only want to help this person, that person, so these people can come back to us. But do you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, they're true leaders. You put them in the real world, you wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation. I'll take you into some of my environments and would see how you could lead. You wouldn't be able to lead yourself out of a paper bag. So that's the difference, people. Leadership is all the time. Leadership isn't, oh, geez, I better turn my leadership on. Or I better turn my coaching on. It happens all the time. And that's the difference between real leaders, and that's the difference between pretenders. So, hope this gave everyone a wake-up call. I hope this is given the people with authority, these other coaches, people that, you know, want to give someone else a service. It will start to put you in your congruency and your integrity of taking advantage of vulnerable people. And people should be able to speak their truth and tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Because again, I would prefer you to dislike me by telling you what's going to better you. You might not see it now, but eventually when you stand into your power in the right energy and your truth, you will want to move forward than me telling you a lie and just going, oh, I just want to make this rainbows and roses. Because guess what? There is enough lies. Our empire, our world, this planet is built upon lies. If you want to live that, see how that takes you, yeah? You might have the materialistic things, you might have all the shiny things, or you might have the fake people around you, but eventually that will all come crashing down, because the truth will set you free. Have an amazing day, people. Thank you for getting on. Thanks for the support. Go out there, create leaders, lead yourself, you know, and go and spread the truth. Take care.